Hi students, welcome to Sankalp Study Success. I am Tirupati Rao, chemistry lecturer. Today I am going to explain about solid state. Okay, chemical substance can be classified into three physical states like solid, liquid and gaseous state based on some forces. So what are the forces? Intermolecular attractive forces and thermal energy. So chemical substance can be classified into three physical states. One is solid state, second one liquid state, third one gaseous state. Chemical substance can be classified into three types based on intermolecular attractive forces and thermal energy. That is solid state, liquid state, gaseous state. So what is solid state? If the intermolecular force of attraction is more than thermal energy between the molecules, that is solid state. What is that? If the intermolecular attractive forces between the molecule is more than the thermal energy, that substance can exist in solid state. So what is more? IMF is more than thermal energy. When the molecules can be reached to very closer distance, so that substance can exist in solid state. Next, here, if the IMF, intermolecular force of attraction, is less than the thermal energy, when the molecules are present in larger distance, so that substance can exist in a gaseous state. If the IMF is almost equal to thermal energy, that substance can exist in liquid state. So the substance can be existed in three physical states like solid state, liquid state and gaseous state based on intermolecular attractive force and thermal energy. Intermolecular attractive force is like a attractive force, thermal energy is like a thermal energy can produces repulsive forces, right? Here attractive force is more than repulsive force. That means the constituent particles are reached to very closer distance, that substance can exist in solid state. Okay, here the attractive force is less than the repulsive force, that the molecules are present in a larger distance, so that substance can exist in a gaseous state. If the intermolecular forces is almost or equal to a repulsive force like thermal energy, then the substance can exist between the solid and gaseous state like that is liquid state. Now I am going to explain about characteristics of solid state. Okay, here IMF, intermolecular forces, is large, is high. IMF is high. Here IMF is weak. Here intermediate. Intermolecular forces. What is liquid? Here the intermolecular forces is intermediate between the solid and gaseous state in liquid state, right? Next one, intermolecular distances. Intermolecular distance. Here intermolecular distance, it is very short, it is intermediate, it is very large. That means if the molecules are present in very closer distance, if the molecules are present in longer distance. Okay, here I am intermolecular distance is very short, here intermolecular distance is large. Okay, in liquid state, that is lies between solid and gaseous, like intermediate. Now I am going to explain about characteristics of solids. Okay, next, characteristics of solid state. They have definite mass, volume and shape. So every solid substance, this is the solid substance, it is having some mass. Okay, it occupies some space, that is volume, and its shape is rectangular. So that is every solid substance having definite mass, volume and shape. They are incompressible and rigid. So these are incompressible means less compressible. If the pressure is increased, its volume cannot changes. That is incompressible. So they are incompressible and rigid. Intermolecular distance in a solid substance are very short, and intermolecular pores are strong in a solid state. Okay, these are the general characteristics of solid state. What is the first one? Once again, they have definite mass, volume and shape. Every solid substance having shape. They are incompressible and rigid. Intermolecular distance are short in a solid. So intermolecular force are strong in a solid state. Right. This is the general characteristics of solid. Now I am going to explain about solid substance. Solid state can be classified into two types. Solid substance can be classified into two types. One is crystalline solid. Another one is non-crystalline or amorphous solid. Right. Now I am going to explain about difference between the crystalline solid and amorphous solid. Alright, so solid substance again classified into two types: crystalline solids and amorphous solids. So its properties, first one, structure. So crystalline solids are present in regular shape, regular arrangement, but amorphous solids are present in irregular shape. What is that? Listen to me. So regular shape means this is the regular shape. Here all the atoms are present in regular order. This is the regular order. So this pattern is repeated in a regular shape. This is the regular shape. But this is the irregular shape. Here some of the atoms are present in 6-membered ring. Some of the atoms are present in 5-membered ring. So this is the irregular shape. This is the irregular arrangement of constituent particles. This is the regular arrangement of constituent particles. This is the irregular arrangement of constituent particles. That constituent particles like atoms or ions or molecules. Okay, this is the regular arrangement. This is the irregular arrangement. Crystalline substance having regular arrangement. Amorphous solids having irregular arrangement. Right. Now, second one, melting point. They have sharp melting point. Suppose ice is melting. This is the ice cube. This is melted to 0 degree centigrade. If we can take a powder like amorphous powder, that is melt between the range, suppose 80 degrees centigrade to 85 degrees centigrade. This is the range. Here amorphous solids cannot melt at a sharp melting point, that is melt at between the range like 80 to 85 degrees centigrade, but crystalline solids melt at sharp melting point, right, exact temperature, that is the sharp melting point. And what is the third point? Order, that constituent particles are present in which order? Here long range order, this is the short range order. A long range order means the arrangement of constituent particles is repeated in total crystal, that is the long range order. Here short range order, here the arrangement of constituent particles is not repeated throughout the crystal. ఇక్కడ ఒకేలాంటి ప్యాటర్న్ ఆ క్రిస్టల్ మొత్తం రిపీట్ అవుతుంది, సో దాన్ని లాంగ్ రేంజ్ ఆర్డర్ అంటారు. ఇక్కడ ఒకేలాంటి ప్యాటర్న్ ఆ క్రిస్టల్ మొత్తం ఉండదు, దాన్ని షార్ట్ రేంజ్ ఆర్డర్ అంటారు, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ ఫోర్త్ ప్రాపర్టీ ఈజ్ ఎనిసోట్రోపీ. ఓకే, crystalline solids having anisotropic in nature. Now amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. Okay, what is anisotropic? What is isotropic? Okay, the properties, the physical properties. Explain. The physical properties are different. The physical properties are different in a different direction, are different in different directions. The physical properties are different in different directions. Here, what is isotropic? The physical properties are same in different directions. Same physical properties in different directions. Okay, what is anisotropic? The physical properties are different in different directions. Like what if you can take in a physical property like refractive index. Okay, refractive index. Here that refractive index physical property is different in different direction. Okay, మనం ఒక salt తీసుకున్నాం. So this is the salt. సో ఇదంతా సాల్ట్. సో దీనిపైన మనం దీనిపై లైట్ పడేటప్పుడు ఏ ప్లేన్ పైన అయితే పడుతుందో ఆ ప్లేన్ నుంచే మనకి రిఫ్లెక్షన్ అవుతుంది లైట్, మిగతా ప్లేన్ నుంచి రిఫ్లెక్షన్ అవ్వదు. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈజ్ ఎనిసోట్రోపిక్? ద ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ డైరెక్షన్. సో మనం ఈ ప్లేన్లో మనం లైట్ దీని మీద పడేటట్లు చేస్తే ఈ ప్లేన్ నుంచే మనకు లైట్ ఏట్ అవుతుందంటే రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతుంది, అక్కడ సాల్ట్ అనేది ఏట్ అవుతుందంటే షైనింగ్ అవుతుంది. ఈ ప్లేన్ ఇంకా బ్యాక్ ప్లేన్ దాని సైడ్ ప్లేన్ చూసుకుంటే అది షైనింగ్ నేచర్ ఉండదు. ఓకే, మనం ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో చూస్తామో ఆ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీ ఆ డైరెక్షన్లోనే ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, అంటే ద ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ డైరెక్షన్. ఓకే, ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ వన్, ద సేమ్ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆర్ in different directions. మనం ఇప్పుడు ఒక ప్లాస్టిక్ ఒక డబ్బాని తీసుకుంటే దానిపైన లైట్ పడేటట్లు చేస్తే దట్ ఈజ్ ద ట్రాన్స్పరెన్స్. అది పారదర్శకంగా ఉండాలి, దానిపైన కాంతి పడేటట్లు చేస్తే అది ఒక ప్లేన్ మీద పడేటట్లు చేస్తే ఈ ప్లేన్ మీదే కాకుండా అవతల వైపు ఒక 4 వైపులు 4 సైడ్స్ కూడా ఏమవుతుందంటే అది క్లియర్గా కనిపిస్తుంది ఆ డబ్బా అనేది. ఓకే, ఆ ప్లాస్టిక్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఆ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీ లైక్ రిఫ్రాక్టివ్ ఇండెక్స్ అనేది అన్ని డైరెక్షన్లో ఒకేలాగా ఉంది. బట్ ఇక్కడ మాత్రం ఈ సాల్ట్ పైన ఏ ప్లేన్ పైన అయితే లైట్ పడుతుందో ఆ ప్లేన్ నుంచే రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఆ బ్యాక్ సైడ్ ప్లేను దాని సైడ్లో ఉన్న ప్లేను రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవ్వట్లేదు. అంటే దట్ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ డైరెక్షన్. బట్ ఇక్కడ చూసుకున్నట్లయితే ఆ లైట్ అనేది ఆ ఆ ట్రాన్స్పరెన్స్ ఐటమ్ మీద పడేటప్పుడు అదేమవుతుంది, ఈ డైరెక్షన్లో పడితే అది అన్ని డైరెక్షన్లో కనిపిస్తుంది. అంటే ఆ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీ అనేది ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో చూసినా కూడా ఎలాగుందంటే ఒకేలాగా ఉంది. రైట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఎనిసోట్రోపిక్, దట్ ఈస్ ఐసోట్రోపిక్. దిస్ కెన్ ఆల్సో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ విత్ in diagram. Listen to me. So these are the regular arrangement of constituent particles. These are the regular arrangement of constituent particles. Here two different particles are there. One is cation, another one is negative ion. We can take an. One is cation, another one is negative ion. Right. So this is the regular arrangement of constituent particles. Now, if you can observe the and physical property like refractive index or any other, okay, this direction or this direction. Okay, here in this way, in this direction only small size particles are there, but in this direction big size and small particles are present. Like okay, in this way, in this direction only, suppose this circle particle we can say anions, negative ions. This dot particles we can say cations. Okay, in this direction only cation particles are there, only dot particles are there. But in this direction, through this straight line, cations and anions are present, like circles and dot particles are present. Okay, this is the anisotropic property. What is the anisotropic property? The physical properties are different in different direction. Okay, due to the different arrangement of constituent particles in different direction. Okay, in this direction that constituent particles are arranged in this way, but in this direction, so the constituent particles are arranged in different from first one. Okay, these two are different in arrangement of that constituent particles, so its property is also same. Okay, except cubic crystal. Okay, cubic crystal cannot show anisotropic property. Cubic crystals cannot show anisotropic property. Right. So this is the anisotropic property. Next I am going to explain about nature. So these are true solids. Okay, these are true solids. These are pseudo solids or supercooled liquids. Okay, మనకి నిజమైన సాలిడ్స్ ఇవి మిథ్యా సాలిడ్స్ మీన్స్ చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు పాతకాలంలో ఒక బిల్డింగ్ యొక్క విండో తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఆ విండో యొక్క మిర్రర్ అనేది బాగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఆ విండో యొక్క మిర్రర్ అనేది పై దానికంటే కింద దళసరిగా ఉంటుంది, పైన కంటే టాప్లో కంటే బోటంలో దళసరిగా ఉంటుంది. సో కారణం ఏంటంటే అక్కడ ఆ సాలిడ్ పార్టికల్స్ అనేవి అన్నీ కూడా స్లోగా కిందకి రీచ్ అవుతున్నాయి. సో దట్ ఈజ్ సూడో సాలిడ్ ఆర్ సూపర్ కూల్డ్ లిక్విడ్స్. ఆ లిక్విడ్ లాగా ఆ పార్టికల్స్ అనేవి ఏటవుతున్నాయి అంటే స్లోగా మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయి. సో దట్ ఈస్ సెట్ టు బి సూపర్ కూల్డ్ లిక్విడ్స్. ఓకేనా, పాతకాలం ఇంట్లోని ఒక విండోని అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఆ విండో యొక్క గ్లాస్ టాప్లో కంటే బోటంలో దళసరిగా ఉంటుంది. దానికి కారణం ఏంటంటే ఓకే దానిలో ఉన్న పార్టికల్స్, కన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ పార్టికల్స్ అనేవి స్లోగా ఏమవుతున్నాయి అంటే లిక్విడ్లా కిందకి మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయి. సో దట్ ఈస్ సెట్ టు బి సూడో సాలిడ్ ఆర్ సూపర్ కూల్డ్ లిక్విడ్స్. నౌ సిక్స్త్ ప్రాపర్టీ, heat of fusion. So they have definite characteristic heat of fusion. They don't have definite heat of fusion like in this way, like melting point. Okay, cleavage of property. When this crystalline substance can cut with an device like sharp edge tools. Here two pieces are obtained, so the two pieces with surface, its surfaces are plain and smooth. ఓకేనా, మనం క్రిస్టలిన్ సబ్స్టెన్స్ని ఒక నైఫ్తో దీంతో రెండు పార్ట్లుగా డివైడ్ చేస్తే ఆ రెండు పార్ట్ల యొక్క పీసెస్ అనేవి ఎలాగుంటాయి అంటే సర్ఫేసెస్ అనేవి ప్లెయిన్గా ఉంటాయి, అలాగే స్మూత్గా ఉంటాయి. అదే మనం ఎమార్ఫస్ సాలిడ్స్లో అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే అలా ఉండవు. సో ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ సర్ఫేసెస్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? దిస్ ఇస్ ద క్లీవేజ్ ప్రాపర్టీ. ఇట్స్ సర్ఫేసెస్ ఆర్ ప్లెయిన్ అండ్ స్మూత్. ఇట్స్ సర్ఫేసెస్ ఆర్ ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ surfaces, like irregular. Okay, that means its surfaces are not plain and not smooth, right? These are the properties of crystalline and amorphous solids. Once again, first one, structure. These are regular shape, these are irregular shape. Its melting point is sharp, so that means that melt at fixed temperature, but they have range of melting point. Okay, these substances are melted between the range of temperature like 80 to 85 degrees centigrade. Okay, this is the long range order. They have long range order. These are the short range order. So that means, okay, similar pattern can repeated throughout the crystal. ఒకే లాంటి ప్యాటర్న్ అనేది క్రిస్టల్ మొత్తం రిపీట్ అవుతుంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ఒకే లాంటి ప్యాటర్న్ అనేది క్రిస్టల్ మొత్తం రిపీట్ అవ్వదు. సో కొద్ది పరిమాణంలో ఉంటుంది అది. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ షార్ట్ రేంజ్ ఆర్డర్. అండ్ ఎనిసోట్రోపిక్. దీస్ ఆర్ ఎనిసోట్రోపిక్ ఇన్ నేచర్. దట్ మీన్స్ ద ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ డైరెక్షన్ డ్యూ టు the arrangement of constituent particles are different in different direction. Okay, in this direction only dot particles are there, but in this direction both dot particles and circle particles are present. That means the arrangement of constituent particles are different in different direction. So its physical property can also different in different direction, right? But these are isotropic in nature. So that means same physical properties are obtained in different direction. మనం ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్గా తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఒక సాల్ట్ పైన, ఒక సాల్ట్ పోగు పైన దానికి సర్ఫేసెస్ ఉన్నాయనుకుంటే ప్లెయిన్గా సాల్ట్ సర్ఫేస్ పై మనం లైట్ పడేటట్లు చేసినట్లయితే ఏ ప్లేన్ పైన అయితే పడుతుందో ఆ ప్లేనే రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. దానికి సైడ్లో ఉన్న ప్లేను, దానికి బ్యాక్ సైడ్లో ఉన్న ప్లేను రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవ్వదు. ఓకే, అంటే దట్ ఈజ్ ఎనిసోట్రోపిక్. అలా కాకుండా మనకు ఒక ట్రాన్స్పరెన్స్ ఉన్న ఒక పౌడర్ను, ట్రాన్స్పరెన్స్ ఉన్న ఒక ప్లాస్టిక్ బాటిల్ తీసుకున్నట్లయితే, ట్రాన్స్పరెన్స్ ఉన్న ప్లాస్టిక్ బాటిల్ తీసుకుంటే దానిపైన లైట్ పడేటట్లు చేస్తే ఆ ప్లాస్టిక్ బాటిల్ టోటల్గా లైట్ షైనింగ్ అయ్యేటట్లు కనిపిస్తుంది. అంటే అక్కడ ఏ డైరెక్షన్ మీద డిపెండ్ అవ్వట్లేదు. అంటే ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో చూసుకున్నా దాని ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీ ఒకేలాగా ఉంటుంది, రైట్? దట్ ఈజ్ సేమ్ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆర్ ఆఫ్టర్ ఇన్ different direction. These are true solids, these are pseudo solids. They have a definite and characteristic heat of fusion. They do not have definite heat of fusion. What is last one? Cleavage property. When it is cut with sharp tools, two pieces are obtained. That pieces having its surfaces are plain and smooth, but its surfaces are not plain and not smooth. That is said to be irregular surfaces. Okay, next I am going to explain about types of crystalline solids. Types of crystalline solids. Right, next. Okay, in the previous what is that classification of crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Okay, what are the examples of crystalline solids? Crystalline solids, amorphous. So what are the examples? Crystalline, like, okay, molecular ion, molecular solids, all these are examples of the crystalline solids. If you can take a molecular solid like ice, okay, that is water, this is also a crystalline substance. like diamond, graphite, silicon carbide, all these are crystalline substance. And quartz also, like SiO2, that is also a crystalline substance. What are the amorphous substance? Okay, glass, right? Glass, plastic, rubber, these are the amorphous substance, amorphous solids. What are the examples of crystalline substance, amorphous solids? Okay, ice, what its formula? H2O. Diamond, silicon carbide, graphite, all these are crystalline substance. But amorphous, what are the examples? Glass, plastic, rubber, these are the examples of amorphous. Okay, here quartz SiO2 is the example of crystalline, but quartz glass, that is the example of amorphous solid. Okay, these are the examples of crystalline and amorphous. Now I am going to explain about crystalline solids. Okay, crystalline solids can be classified into 4 types solids. Right. Okay, type of solid. Here solids can be classified into 4 types: molecular solids, ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent or network solid. Okay, here type of solid, crystalline solids again classified into 4 types: molecular solids, ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent or network solids. So first of all, okay, in these solids we will discuss about constituent particles, attractive forces, what are its examples, what its physical nature, okay, electrical conductivity, and finally we will discuss about melting point. Okay, in molecular solids, molecular solids again classified into 3 types: non-polar, polar molecular solid, hydrogen bond. Okay, here constituent particles are molecules. In all these, the constituent particles are molecules. So in ionic solids, constituent particles are ions. Like positive and negative ions. Here the metallic solid. Okay, in metallic solid, positive ions like kernels in sea of electrons. Okay, that we'll discuss later. Okay, in covalent or network solids, what are the constituent particles? Atoms. Okay, in molecular solid, what are the constituent particles? Molecules. Okay, now in the non-polar, okay, what is polar, what is non-polar? Which is having a zero dipole moment, dipole moment can be represented by mu, which is having zero dipole moment, that is non-polar. Which is not is equal to zero dipole moment, that is polar. Okay, I understood my concept. Which is having mu is equal to 0, that means dipole moment 0, that is non-polar. Which is having mu not is equal to 0, that is polar. Now here in molecular solids again classified into 3 types. One is non-polar, polar, okay, hydrogen bonds. Okay, non-polar, we can take in first of all examples. Later we will discuss its attractive forces. So H2, I2, okay, CO2, H2, I2, CO2, all these are non-polar. Its dipole moment is 0. H2, I2, CO2, and carbon tetrachloride and argon. All are argon solid, not gas, argon solid. If we can take an argon solid. Okay, all these are examples of non-polar. Okay, its dipole moment is 0. These are the non-polar molecules. In these molecules, okay, there is no, these are not acting as a dipole. Dipole means, suppose we can take an HCl. So this is more alternative, it is carrying delta negative, this is carrying delta positive. This is dipole. But here, dipole cannot produce. Okay, dipole not present in this molecule. Okay, when the polar molecule can be, when the polar molecule can be reached to these molecules, okay, some dipole is produced in this molecule, that is said to be induced dipole. Okay na, ee molecule ni దగ్గరలో మనకి polar molecule ఉన్నట్లయితే దానిలో కూడా ఏమవుతుందంటే చార్జ్ అనేది జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. సో that charge is said to be induced dipoles, that is said to be induced dipole. Okay, here the attraction between IDP and IDP, induced dipole and induced dipole. Okay, induced dipole attractive forces. These are also said to be London forces. These are also said to be London forces or IDP and IDP, induced dipole forces, induced dipole, right? Okay, right. In the molecular solid, what is the first one? Non-polar. What is the example? H2, CO2, CCl4, solid argon. All are the examples of non-polar molecular solid. These are, its dipole moment is 0, right? Which type of attractive force are bonding between the non-polar molecules? Induced dipole to induced dipole, or London forces and London forces, right? Now, polar, we can take in polar. Okay, Cl. This is the example of polar. HCl, right? And ammonia. These are the polars. Its dipole moment cannot is equal to 0, not is equal to 0, right? Okay, these are having dipoles. So its attraction is dipole attraction. Dipole attraction. In polar solids, which type of bonding or attraction present? Dipole attraction is present. Okay, in the hydrogen bond, we can take an H2O, ice. Ice is the crystalline solid, like molecular solid. Here H2O is the molecule, its dipole moment cannot, its dipole moment is also not is equal to 0. This is also a polar molecule. Okay, here which type of bond is present? Hydrogen bond is present. Hydrogen bond is present, right? Now we can take an ionic solid. In ionic solid, ions are there, positive and negative ion is there. Positive ion is said to be cation, negative ion is said to be anion, right? Positive ion is said to be cation, negative ion is said to be anion, right? So here the electrostatic attractive force or Coulombic force, electrostatic attractive force present between opposite ions, electrostatic attractive force present between ions. Okay, what are the examples? Sodium chloride, MgCl2, right? All these are ZnS, MgO. These are the examples of ionic solids. Now I am going to take in metallic solids. Okay, here the what are the constituent particles? Positive ions in a sea of electron. Okay, metals, metal, if we can take an sodium metal or magnesium metal, Mg can loses 2 electrons, Mg 2 electrons to form Mg2+. So that is a positive ion in sea of electron. We can take an Na gives rise to Na plus and 1 electron. Okay, 1 electron. Here Na plus and electron, Na plus and electron, Na plus and electron. So in the total this metallic solid, which particles are there? Positive and negative electrons are present. Positive and negative particles are there. Positive and negative electrons are present. So these positive ions are said to be kernels. So these kernels are present in sea of electrons, group of electrons. Sea of electrons. Sea of electrons. Right, this is the metallic solid. Here, which type of bond is present? Metallic bond is present. Metallic bond is present. What are the examples? Copper, silver, Cu, Az, Au, similarly. Okay, right. These are the metals. Okay, next last one, covalent or network solids. Covalent or network solids. Covalent or network solids. Okay, in the covalent or network solids, what are the constituent particles? Atoms are the constituent particles. So which type of bond is present? Covalent bond is present. Covalent bond, sharing of electron pair. Sharing of electron pair or covalent bond is present. Covalent bond, sharing of electron pair between the atoms is said to be covalent bond, right? What are the examples? Okay, SiO2, silicon carbide, aluminum nitride, Al, and diamond, graphite. Okay, in diamond what are there? Carbon atoms are there. Similarly, graphite also, right? These are the examples in covalent or network solid. Why it is said to be network solid? Okay, here in diamond we can take in all that carbons are present in tetrahedral manner. Okay, in this way. So this is the network solid, covalent or network solid. This is the carbons are atoms in a diamond. That is the network solid, 3-dimensional, right? 3-dimensional structure. Now I am going to explain about physical nature. What its physical nature, right? So molecular solids are very weak. These are non-polar in molecular solids. So first one is what? Non-polar like H2, I2, CO2, CCl4 argon. Here weak van der Waals forces are present between this CO2 molecule of one CO2 molecule to another CO2 molecule. These are very weak. Okay, very weak, right? Okay, in polar this is also a weak, not very weak, this is weak. And hydrogen bond like ice, it is strong or hard, right? Now in ionic solid it is also a hard and brittle. Ionic solids also hard and brittle nature. In metallic solids these are hard. Metallic solids are also hard, గట్టిగా ఉంటాయి. And these are malleable and ductile nature. Okay, what its meaning? ఓకే, ఇవి రేకులా సాగే గుణాన్ని తీగలా సాగే గుణాన్ని ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, when we draw a wire or when we drawn into sheet, that is malleable and ductile nature. ఓకే, ఈ మెటల్స్ అనేవి కూడా రేకుల సాగే గుణాన్ని కలిగి ఉంటాయి, తీగల సాగే గుణాన్ని కలిగి ఉంటాయి. దెన్ వి డ్రాన్ ఇన్ టు వైర్స్ ఆర్ డ్రాన్ ఇన్ టు సీట్స్, రైట్. అండ్ లాస్ట్ వన్, కోవలెంట్ నెట్వర్క్ సాలిడ్స్. దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో హార్డ్. These are also hard. Now, electrical conductivity. Molecular solids, non-polar, polar, hydrogen bonds. All these are molecular. All these molecular solids are insulator. These are act as a insulator. This cannot obey the current. This cannot obey the current. So these are not a good conductors. These are act as a insulators. These are act as a insulators. All molecular solids act as a insulators. And ionic solids. Ionic solids are insulator. In solid state, but a good conductor, act as a conductor, act as good conductor in aqueous, in molten or aqueous. Okay, generally ionic solids are insulators in solid state. Okay, in solid state, that ionic solids cannot obey the current. Why? Due to absence of free ions. In solid state, absence of free ions. In solution, how to passing current? That current is passing through solution. The current is passing in solution through ions. The current is passing in solution through ions. But in solid ionic solid, in solid NaCl, free ions are absent, like Na plus and Cl minus are absent in solid state. So it is a insulator. But in molten state and aqueous solution, aqueous solution means H2O. So we know that this is delta plus, this is the delta minus. So this is attracting. Similarly, this also. This is delta plus, this is delta minus. So these ions. Okay, in aqueous solution, here which ions are obtained? Na plus and Cl minus. Okay, Na plus and Cl minus are obtained, like here H plus, H2O, delta minus, delta plus, delta minus. Okay, in aqueous solution, this ionic compound like NaCl is ionized to form a free ions. Okay, in the presence of free ions, the current is passed through that solution. That is act as a good conductor. In molten state or aqueous solution, due to presence of free ions, Na plus and Cl minus. Okay, in metallic solids, act as a good conductors. Due to presence of free electrons. Okay, here we know that what are the constituent particles? Positive ions like kernels in sea of electrons. Here free electrons are there. These free electrons are moving in solids. So that okay, in solid state, the current is passed in solid state like metals through electrons. Okay, metals లో ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఎలా పాస్ అవుతుంది, కరెంట్ ఎలా పాస్ అవుతుంది? త్రూ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ గుండా పాస్ అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అనేవి ఉన్నాయి, ఫ్రీ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. కాబట్టి దిస్ ఈజ్ ఏ గుడ్ కండక్టర్. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఏ గుడ్ కండక్టర్ ఆఫ్ హీట్ అండ్ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ. సో మనం దాని గుండా హీట్ ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ కూడా పాస్ అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి దిస్ ఈజ్ ఏ గుడ్ కండక్టర్ ఆఫ్ హీట్ అండ్ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ. And last one, covalent or network solids. Okay, in the covalent or network solids, these are act as a insulators. Okay, insulator. But except graphite is a good conductor. Graphite is a good conductor. Okay, all covalent or network solids are insulators except graphite. That graphite is used as good conductor, right? Okay, now I am going to explain about melting point. So molecular solids, these are weak, so its melting point is low. This is also low, and this is also some high. And ionic solids, its melting points is also high. Okay, metallic solids, metals are also having high melting points. Okay, and last one, covalent and network solids, these are also having high melting points. Okay, here all covalent network solids are hard, but this graphite is a soft. If the temperature is increases, what its electrical conductivity and electrical conductivity and heat. Okay, now I am going to explain about heat and electrical conductivity of metallic and covalent. Okay, once again, types of solids. This is the molecular. Okay, how many solids? 4 types of solids. One is molecular solid, ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent or network solids. So in molecular solids, again classified into 3 types: non-polar, polar, hydrogen bond. So what are the constituent particles? Molecules. In ionic solids, what are the constituent particles? Ions. Okay, in ions, which type of force is operated between them? Electrostatic attractive force is operated between the ions. But in molecular solids, this is the non-polar. What are the example? H2, I2, CO2, CCl4 and argon. Okay, it is not yet polar. It is a non-polar molecule. Its dipole moment is 0. It does not act as a dipole. Okay, ఈ అసలు డైపోల్ ఉండదు. ఇవి మనకి పోలార్ మాలిక్యూల్కి రీచ్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు దీనిలో డైపోల్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా, ఛార్జ్ అనేది ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి దాన్ని ఇండ్యూస్డ్ డైపోల్స్ అంటారు. సో కాబట్టి ఆ ఇండ్యూస్డ్ డైపోల్కి ఇండ్యూస్డ్ డైపోల్కి మధ్య అట్రాక్షన్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. దాన్ని ఐడిపి అంటారు. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో సెట్ టు బి లండన్ ఫోర్సెస్. ఓకే, నౌ in polar molecule, so this is HCl, NH3, these are the polar molecules, polar solids. Okay, here delta plus and delta minus, that is act as a dipole. Okay, which type of attractive force is operated in polar solid? Dipole. In hydrogen bond, so H2O, hydrogen bond, this is the one water molecule. We can take another water molecule. Here hydrogen bond is operated between hydrogen of one molecule to oxygen of another molecule. I alternative atom of another molecule. This is the hydrogen bond, right? Now ionic solids. So which type of attractive force? Electrostatic attractive force. What are the examples? NaCl, MgCl2, zinc sulfide, magnesium, MgO. Metallic solid. Okay, in metallic solid, if we can take a metal like magnesium, Mg gives rise to Mg2 plus 2 electrons. So Mg2 plus 2 electrons, Mg2 plus electrons. So this Mg2 plus ions are present in that sea of electron. That is the constituent particles. Here positive ions are said to be kernels. In which type of bond is operated between the constituent particles? Metallic bond. What are the examples? Copper, Ag, Au. Right. Okay, covalent or network solid. What are the constituent particles? Atoms are the constituent particles. Okay, which type of bond is operated between them? Covalent bond. What are the examples? Silicon dioxide, SiO2, and silicon carbide, aluminum nitride, diamond, okay, graphite. Okay, now physical nature, these are very weak, and hydrogen bond is hard. And in ionic solids, these are odd and brittle. Okay, brittle nature. Metallic solids, these are odd and malleable and ductile nature. These are odd but malleable and ductile nature. Okay, covalent network, these are odd except graphite. Graphite is a soft. Electrical conductivity, here all that molecular solids act as a insulator that cannot obey passing current. Ionic solids are act as a insulator in solid state due to absence of ions. Free ions is not present in solid state. When it is present in when it is dissolved in water, that is said to be aqueous solution. Here the free ions are obtained. So this H2O is a dipole ion. This ion pulls that Na ion full towards full this Na ion, and similarly this also. ఈ రెండు ion దీన్ని ఇదిలో అవుతుంది, దాన్ని అది లాగడం వల్ల ఇక్కడ ions అనేవి ఫామ్ అవుతాయి. So free ions are present in aqueous solution or molten state. So that is act as a good conductor in a molten or aqueous solution. Okay, in metallic solids, that are good conductors of heat and electricity due to presence of free electrons. In metallic conductors, electrons are there, that free electrons are there. Okay, right. And last one, covalent or network solids. So these are the insulators except graphite. Graphite is a good conductor of electricity, that will discuss later. And what its melting point is? Its melting point is low. It is high, and it is high. And metallic solids also high. Okay, this is very high, right? Very high, like diamond, silicon carbide. Now I am going to explain about electrical conductivity of heat and heat of covalent and metallic solids. Right. Next. Okay, next I am going to explain about conductor of heat and electricity. Conductor of heat and electricity. Right, we can take in two covalent or network solids, diamond or graphite. These two are different, listen to me, in conductor nature, right? Diamonds. In diamond, it is a good conductor of heat, but electrical insulator. So due to here diamond does not having free electron. Diamond does not having free electrons, but it is act as a good conductor of heat due to gaint network structure or gaint network structure. Okay, in diamond, we know that diamond this is the structure of diamond. Okay. So this is the gain structure or network structure. Okay. If we given heat for this carbon, and that heat can close to all in this way branch. So this diamond can obeys the passing of heat. So this can act as a good conductor of heat due to gain molecular gain structure or network structure. But it is a electrical insulator. It can act as a insulator due to absence of free electrons. Due to absence of free electrons, why it is undergoes sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization, here the 4 valence electrons of carbon can present in bonds, sigma bonds. So okay, sp3 hybridization. But in graphite it undergoes sp2 hybridization. One free electron is present. It is layer structure, and that free electron undergoes delocalization throughout the ring. So this okay, here graphite having free electron, so that can act as a good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, it is act as a good conductor of electricity due to presence of free electrons. Why? It undergoes sp2 hybridization. It containing 3 bonds, one free electron. Okay, that free electron causes to good conductor of electricity, and it is also act as a good conductor of heat due to presence of gain structure or network structure. Okay, here each carbon linked with another carbon in this way, right? Now I am going to explain about some previous bits. Which of the following is not a property of crystalline solids? Okay, what are the properties of crystalline solids? Crystalline solids having regular shape, these are true solids, these are anisotropic nature, these are long range order, and its melting point, these are having sharp melting point. Okay, all these are properties of crystalline solids. So isotropy, this is not. Why? It is the property of amorphous solid. Amorphous solid having isotropic nature, but crystalline solids having anisotropic nature. So have a sharp melting point and have a anisotropic nature, long range order. All these three are properties of crystalline. This is not a property of crystalline. This is the property of amorphous solids. So this is the answer. Which of the following is not a property of crystalline solid? Next, second one. Which is not a crystalline solid? Okay, a tin, this is the metal, so this is metallic solid. Metallic solid is a crystalline solid. Benzoic acid, that is also a covalent compound. It is the crystalline structure. Benzoic acid, covalent compound, it is the crystalline structure. Okay. K2SO4, potassium sulfate, it is also a ionic compound. It is ionic crystalline solid. But rubber is a amorphous solid. This is the answer. Rubber, glass, all are belongs to amorphous solids. So which is not a crystalline solid? What is the answer? Rubber. Next one, which is not a amorphous solid? So here Teflon is the plastic, that is a amorphous solid, and PVC is also a polyvinyl chloride pipes, PVC pipes, that are also a plastic, that is also a amorphous solid, and fiber glass is also a amorphous solid. These three are not answers. Copper is a metal. Okay, metallic crystalline solid, that is a crystalline solid. This is the answer. Okay, which is not a amorphous solid? Copper is not a amorphous solid. Okay, match the following. Okay, first, okay, here A, B, C, D are given: molecular, network, ionic and metallic. Okay, here KCl, brass, P4O10, silicon carbide are given. So in this KCl, K plus Cl minus, that is the ionic solid. That is the ionic crystalline solid. That is the ionic crystalline solid. Ionic crystalline solid. So this is the answer. And next one, brass. Brass is the alloy. Brass is alloy. This is the mixture of copper plus zinc. Okay, alloys and metals are belongs to metallic crystalline solids. Brass is the alloy. That is what is alloy? Alloy is the mixture of two or more homogeneous metals. Okay, this can forms homogeneous mixture, copper plus zinc. That is the alloy. These two are metals. That is belongs to metallic. That is belongs to metallic crystalline solid. And network, here the silicon carbide, P4O10 and silicon carbide. So P4O10, that is the molecule. So that is belongs to molecular solid. And last one, silicon carbide, diamond, aluminum nitride, SiO2, all are belongs to network solids or covalent solids. I hope to clear this, everyone. Please subscribe our channel. Okay, this is the topic of what crystalline and amorphous solids. Crystalline and amorphous solids. So in the next video, I will discuss about unit cells and crystal systems. Okay, in this video I discussed about crystalline and amorphous solids. Okay, in the next video I will discuss about crystal unit cells and crystal systems. Thank you.